Incredible flavours, even better stories. One pour, 10 minutes. Aussie Bourbon Lovers, sharing bourbon with Australia.
Ooh. He's whacking the mic instead of popping it.
Let's get there.
Oh, good one.
See?
Great.
We are drinking a Hirsch. I love how long this name is. The Single Barrel Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey Double Oak.
I feel like there's an agreement that we have that we haven't spoken about before, which is that one of us opens it while the other one talks about it, so that there's a smoothness to the production of, one person pours, the other
Broke the
person
unspoken rule.
introduces it.
Sorry, Dave.
It's the Hirsch that's the yellow label. I don't think you'll find another bottle like this in Australia. I could be wrong. Someone might have it in their collection, have been able to track one down and brought it back to Australia. I don't think you'd be able to buy it here. Or maybe, I just don't think you would have.
Some bottle somewhere, you won't find a nice yellow label.
Kind of doubtful. The glee with which the person at the bottle shop in San Fran kind of expressed how happy she was that I was going to be able to take this home when she gave it to me was something to behold.
Well,
Cheers.
let's enjoy it then. Cheers.
This is a phenomena. Oh, my goodness, it smells great.
Oh, that's good.
On the nose. How good's that? Actually, part of me wants to let this open up a little bit of it.
Give it a good swirl.
Kind of interesting fruitiness on that, almost like...
It's like a plum.
Yeah, stone fruit, and then I'm a little bit of appleiness or something.
Definitely getting stone fruit. Like you're walking in an orchard. Or fruit picking.
And then, my goodness, when you pop it in your mouth,
good.
oh my goodness, it is so good. I'm going to let it open up a little bit more.
There's something, I was like,
Go on, sorry.
they always take me back to childhood memories, and I'm like, why does bourbon take me back to
What
to when
happened
I
in your
absolutely
childhood?
had nothing to do with bourbon. Yeah, fruit picking.
Child of two teetotalers, and you're getting bourbon memories from your childhood. All right.
It takes me back to my childhood.
So it's
What
a
can you
Hirsch.
tell us about this one, Dave?
Here's the first thing. We both know what sourced whiskey is, right?
Yeah.
So Hirsch didn't make this. This is a
They sourced
sourced
it.
whiskey. There's a thing that happens. I'm going to talk about this as though I'm a real bourbon nerd, but this is not. I'm not at the right level of bourbon nerdery to know this. Someone had to tell me this to kind of get me over the line. So I walk into the bottle shop in a special whiskey shop in San Fran.
San Fran, yeah.
And she says, I tell her that I'm flying home back
And you need
from
a good bottle of bourbon to take home.
business trip. I've got an allocation I can take home. So she kind of looks at me, I've made some suggestions. Like that. She goes, oh, what about this one? And pulls it off the shelf, and she's like, this one is and I'm going to have to read it because I don't know it off the top of my head, 72, 13, 15. And she said, you know what that means? So it's 72% corn, 13% rye, 15% malted barley. So for people who really, really, really know bourbon, that means something very significant. And I'm
don't
not
know it well
clever
enough.
enough for that. But that means that this is a Willet original mash bill. So a Willet original mash bill that's been aged 9 years,
Yeah.
which we know this one has, is a 9-year-old Willet family estate.
Yeah.
And they're quite expensive and hard to come by. But
So they
because,
just bottled it somewhere else.
well, Hirsch acquired some barrels of it
Ah, I see.
and then did this double oak thing. So they do the first 9 years in the normal kind of barrel, and they put it in another barrel for 1 year to finish it. And this is it's delicious. But when you understand how hard it is to get what the juice in there is in the bottle that everyone really wants,
Yep.
that's a really interesting thing. But because they would have bought the barrels, I don't know if they would have bought them 9 years ago, but 8 years ago before people really, really wanted these Willets.
Yep.
It becomes a really interesting...
But there's not very many of these bottles.
You're right.
Because they only make, it says a small batch.
You're right. There's only 19 made each year. And so that's the number of barrels that they dump. And
19
then,
barrels, yeah. So that would
yeah. So there will only be, a few
have
thousand
many
bottles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I think this is really fun. And the thing that I like about this is that there's a particular level of bourbon nerd you have to be.
Yeah, see,
to know
I'm
that.
not there to know that 72, 13, 15. I look at that and just go, 72% corn, that's going to be delicious. Because I like lots
You
of corn.
like corn. Maybe we should do a corn whiskey one time. Just 100% corn. You can see if you like that.
I don't know. I just like this. I think the sweetness, but
Now I'm getting bananas.
I was
It's like
gonna
a
say, I'm
fruit
getting
salad. It's a bit like a fruit salad, actually.
like figs covered in honey.
Whoa. Okay, cool. That's fun.
You know when they slice them up and you drizzle honey over them
Yeah.
and put them on a cheese platter? That's what it smells like.
And the second barrel, so it's a new charred oak barrel, the second one, you do get a bit of the, it's not super pronounced. Woodford Double Oak has that real sticky sweetness that you get. It goes to this new next level of dessertiness. It's almost like a sticky date pudding or something.
Yeah.
I don't think you get that. This does have that leathery kind of maturity to it that doesn't kind of eke out too much.
Yeah,
of
this
that fresh
has something,
sweetness.
and I think this is one of the bottles that you've probably drunk more of than me.
Is this one of these ones?
This is one of the ones that has that slight, and I've discovered that when there's ones that I'm kind of like, it's nice, but it's got that little weird bite flavoury bit on the end that I just don't, it's not my favourite.
I love this.
And I've discovered that it's when they describe in the profile that there's tobacco flavours.
Oh, okay.
And for whatever weird reason, that's the one similarity I started to think, oh, that's not my favourite, and that one's not my favourite. And then I looked at like how they describe it, and each of the ones I didn't like all happened to have what they would describe as like a tobacco flavour.
That's interesting, isn't
And
it?
I'm like, what is it about these particular ones?
Just pour it into my glass. There. Just tip it right in. It's fine.
I didn't say it was awful. I just said there's that little flavour that is like, doesn't put it over the edge as my favourite.
And we circle back to that thing that we both love about bourbon so much, which is
Drink it how you like it.
drink what you like, how you like it. Because,
With who you like.
well, and yet here I am. Stuck
Rude.
with you. But this is this thing about I'll happily pour you a glass of Penelope 4-grain, the white label.
Yeah.
So you can have that because you like that.
Or make us
and I'll
one
have
of
this.
these,
This
or-
is, to me, like the complexity of this.
I love the richness of this, but
Yeah.
it's I get an for whatever reason when it's one with like a tobacco-y flavour. I like the smell, I like the taste, but then there's an after flavour that stays with me that I don't like, and you obviously do.
One of the other things about this is, so we're into like higher proof here. I think, what are we, 57% or something? I should have read that before I said it. 55.7%, so 110, 111 proof.
Yep.
It's the mouthfeel changes and the way that it sits in your mouth. Before, don't have any more yet. The last mouthful would have been a few minutes ago. Can you feel in your mouth where it's been? Because I've got like an imprint, like someone's put a footprint in my mouth of where the whiskey's been, which is really unique. I don't often have this thing.
Yeah, I can definitely tell which parts of my tongue.
What do you
which
got?
parts-
What do you got?
It's like down the side
Uh-huh.
and like on that side part of my cheek, and then a little bit down the middle, down the back.
There you go. Amazing. So I've got like the
exact-
middle front of my tongue and then around the front.
I
of
feel
my-
like it missed the whole front section.
Really? Okay. I love this thing. And so everyone's so different, but
Yeah.
I think that mouthfeel as well has got that, Fred Mead could call it an adhesiveness, but it kind of sticks on, it's kind of
Sticks in
gluey.
and stays in. Yeah. I like your imprint, Dave. It's like,
It's like a
but there you
big
go.
boot in the snow.
Drink a mouthful of bourbon and then sit there and work out where it stays in your mouth. That's fun.
I will do that, but we have to coordinate when we have our sips more so there's not those weird silences where I have a sip and then you just have a sip anyway and don't even think about the fact that there's going to be like
I was like, I wonder if it's going to taste different because I've been swirling it. And
I'm getting like a
still got that oaky barrel-y.
dried fruity sultana, not quite trail mix, but almost trail mixy kind of thing as well. In a really pleasant way. Dates and prunes and
Yeah. Like that yummy kind of.
yeah.
One of those
Now I'm getting hungry. Maybe I've had enough dinner.
Maybe it's.
The trail mix sounds appealing. I don't think I've ever wanted trail mix before. And now I want trail mix.
Let's go hiking at Yosemite.
Sure, sounds good. In terms of Hirsch, I don't know for a fact if they do actually make any of their own spirits. I could be if they're a distiller, if they're a non-distilling producer. I think I've got the words in the right order there. But this one's definitely sourced. So I'm not sure if you can visit their distillery. I just don't know that one. We could check it out. But you can buy some Hirsches here. I've seen them.
Yep.
But I don't think you can get this one here because I think it's just so rare and so hard to come by. But if you do find it in your adventures, it's the Hirsch Yellow Label
Yellow.
Single Barrel Kentucky
favourite colour.
Straight Bourbon Double Oak. If you can find yourself a bottle of that, get your hands on it. It's like those very hard to find purple top willets.
Just in a different bottle.
That's exactly right.
Backed by different people.
But the great thing about this is that that's a special hard to find kind of limited edition bottle, and H would prefer to be drinking something else. So
Dad
drink it
gets
how
to enjoy more of it.
drink it how you like it.
Exactly.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you're connected with us on TikTok, Instagram and YouTube, and stay connected with us by clicking subscribe on your favourite podcast app.